Marialys, Johalys, my videos to you have 0 views, so you're not getting them. I wanted to talk about something serious. Life is hard. Life is real hard. You're going to feel a lot of pain, and there's something called mental strength, and you have to recognize something, and then you have to refuse to let it into your head. So there's a lot of times where you feel hopeless, feel like your life is over, you don't want to go on. To the point where, the S word, pops into your head or whatever. You have to remember that if you commit suicide, you don't go to heaven. You can't be forgiven for that sin, since you can't ask for forgiveness, and you're destroying God's temple, according to the Bible. So you just have to suffer through and hope that things get better sometime in the future. Or, maybe God has a different plan for you. But you just have to recognize, when that thought comes into your head, or even when you're saying, okay, the way I feel now, that thought might come into my head. You have to actively say, that's not coming into my mind. And if it does pop into mind, say, get out. I'm not thinking about you, go somewhere else, because we're not open for business. Yeah, but just know that life is hard. It's real hard. And life is not like social media. You see all these people on social media, they're not having perfect lives. Nobody's having perfect lives. Everybody has something. And you can say, oh, well, if I was really pretty or real popular, or if everybody accepted me or whatever, then, my life would be easier. And it really wouldn't. Popular kids have problems too. They don't have free will. They have to do what makes them popular. And, they're just as much of a slave to it as, everybody else. So, what I'm trying to get across to you here is you have to have mental strength. You have to recognize something and then say, okay, that's not something that I want in my head. You have to say, this is what I want. And then when something else comes along, say, I'm not going to give it any time in my mind. I'm not going to have it in my brain. I'm not going to think about it. If it pops up, I'm going to tell it to go away and actively think about something else. But yeah, so, don't believe anything anybody says that I say about you, or don't believe anything anybody says that I think about you. If you want to know what I think about you or say about you, ask me and I'll tell you. It hurts so bad to think that, people are telling you things about me that aren't true, and I love y'all very much. I care deeply. I wish I could talk to you. I wish you'd listen to me. I wish you knew how much I missed you. When I told you and showed you that I got you those bikes, and I didn't realize what you said at the time, but when I got you those bikes, you were saying, how are you going to get them? And I still had in my head that y'all were coming back to Atlanta at that point. I didn't realize that y'all weren't coming back. I didn't realize that it was over. I just didn't understand. And, you know, that's not something I'm good at, is understanding people. Um, the stuff that they're not saying. If somebody says something, I can understand it or try to understand it. But if somebody says something different, then, I'll believe it. And, I just, but when I look back on it, and y'all went to Tennessee when you first got to America, that should have been a warning sign. When I don't know. I don't want to talk about it. I don't know. So when you don't know and you're guessing and you're trying to understand what happened without somebody telling you, then your mind goes to places that aren't true sometimes. So I don't know if y'all were always planning to go to Tennessee and stay in Tennessee and all that or not. And if I think you did, it doesn't have anything to do with reality until I know for sure. And it's a waste of time, and it's like a form of self-torture. So, that's another thing. Just don't guess about stuff. If you know something, then you can feel good or bad about it. But if you just try to guess why things are the way they are, a lot of times you're guessing wrong and you're putting yourself through pain needlessly. So, sorry for the long video, but when I saw that my videos to y'all have 0 views, and know that, see, this is another thing I don't know. Are you being prevented from watching my videos? Did somebody say you couldn't? Or do y'all not want to watch my videos? Do y'all not want anything to do with me? I don't know. And it does no good to talk about stuff that I don't know, because I could be wrong. And, I just keep thinking back to where I showed y'all the bicycles and y'all were kind of sad. And I didn't realize that y'all already knew you weren't ever coming back, and it just hurts a lot. It hurts a lot. And I wish I could have been a better man, or been what your family needed, or whatever. Yeah, bye.